Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm taking advantage of the fact that I do have a little time to film, and so I really thought it was time that I did an updated flip on my LVPM agenda. It has been about 8 months since my last flip of this little cutie. Now I did just film a flip of my everyday A6 ring planner, and in that video I mentioned that because I fell so in love with this matte black croco that I decided I was going to go back into using my A6 as my everyday carry, like bringing it out and about with me. But then I was also still carrying around my LVPM agenda because it's my wallet still, and it had planner stuff in it as well, like reference things. I just didn't want to carry around 2 planners every day, so I quickly went right back to the setup that I had been using all year, which was having my A6 still be my everyday planner, but it stays at home on my desk, and then my LV pocket planner being my everyday carry out and about wallet planner combo. I have tried almost every planner size over the past 20-ish years, and pocket size and A6 are by far my favorite planner sizes. I can confidently say that. And pocket size has actually been my most used size over those years, and then A6 has been my second most used size. But I love them both so much. I prefer smaller, more compact planners like pocket size and A6. In fact, I really wish that I had ordered this matte black croco in a pocket size as well because I just love it. It's gorgeous. So all of that being said, my A6 ring planner is still used every single day. It holds lots of info like master lists and projects, health stuff, logs and trackers for a ton of stuff, reference info. There's just so much stuff in here, but it stays at home on my desk. And then my LVPM agenda here is my everyday carry. So it's my wallet and planner combo, goes with me everywhere. And basically it houses everything relevant that I just need on a daily basis in my planning system whenever I'm out and about. So basically my pocket planner is an extension of my A6 planner. And I do have other planners and large ring binders in my system. They house lots of different things, but again, all that stuff can stay home. I don't need much on me when I'm out and about. So this pocket size is perfect for me on the go with my planning essentials. My LVPM setup has been one of my all-time favorite setups ever since I got it set up back in the very end of December 2023. I think it's been one of my favorites, honestly, just because it's so tiny and compact and simple, and it really forces me to only carry around what I need, and I just really love that about this planner. Now, I know I can get slightly larger rings in here, but these tiny rings don't bother me at all. And again, it does make me scale back and only carry the essentials. But it's nice knowing that if I ever need them, I can upgrade and buy the larger rings and just replace them. I've seen videos and they look really easy to replace. If you did watch my LVPM planner flip in January early this year, I'm sorry if what I'm about to say sounds really repetitive. My planning system always stays generally the same throughout all of my planners just because it's what works great for me. But I do switch out the types of inserts that I am using within my planning system, but the system stays the same. And of course, I also like to not only show you what I'm using, but explain how I use it so that you can get some inspiration for your own planning system, whether you're using the same inserts as me or just a plain notebook. That I will put a pop up in the bottom corner of the screen each time that I show something in my planner to indicate where I got it from. All of the inserts and the printable sticky notes in here are from my shop Plan With B LLC on Etsy, and some of them are freebies from my website, which is planwithb.com. I also have a few things from some other shops and some things from Amazon, so I'll indicate all of that, and down in the description box I will leave you links so that if you're interested in anything you can check it out. Okay, enough rambling, let's get to it. So over here on this side, I just have some of my most used cards, my license, and then this little card that I have laminated. On the front, it says if found and has my information. And then on the back side, it just has some important info like important contact information for family members and a list of allergies for all of us, just in case there was ever an emergency. I have some of that info in here. And then in this pocket here, I just have a coupon. I have this cute little heart holographic bookmarker, and I have these page flags, which are my favorites. I keep these in every single one of my planners. Over on this side where my dashboard is, I kind of just have things layered. So I have an ollie clip here. I have in the back this daisy dash printed on vellum, and then I have a note from my daughter here and some stickies layered over that I'm just planning out my week on, like weekly priorities and tasks. And then I just have a few stickers. I do have a video from about 2 weeks ago where I share with you one of my longtime hacks on how you can make your favorite stickers reusable, removable, and repositionable, as well as make little tiny tabs like this out of your favorite stickers. So if you want to check that video out, I will leave it down in the description box. Here I just have my little spooky season ghost. Now I did print this at 85%. This is a freebie and it prints as pocket size. it's a planner card, but I printed it a little bit smaller. So if you also want it this size in your pocket planner, I printed it at 85%. Here I just have a few triggers lists. I keep them in the front of my planner just to be able to easily access them, and I keep these in all of my planners. These are really great when you're making lists or just need something to jog your memory of things. It's really great if you're making like a tracker and you want some things to write down to track, just things like that. These are freebies on my website. I also wanted to mention really quick that I do make all of my own dividers and tabs in all of my planners. And in this planner particularly, I actually made my tabs and then I double-sided taped them to this really durable, flexible plastic. I really like having the clear look in here with the dividers because I like seeing things layered and putting sticky notes on here. But then I also like having my tabs in white so I can read what everything says. So I do make those. So we're jumping into my inbox and notes section, which is also my currently section, which I do have a tab down here, which is within this section. And basically I just have some sticky notes to easily get to. I have a checklist that I'm using as a waiting on list here. And then on the back side here, I just have more sticky notes. These I actually trimmed down. These were a regular 3x3, but I just trimmed like a strip off. And I do use those strips. I use them as like page flags to write on within my planner, little notes and things. I wanted to mention that I do print at 105%, and also 3x3 sticky notes do fit right on my inserts because I print at 105%. However, I still do like to trim them down because I layer them in here and I like to see what is behind stuff so it doesn't fully block it. So I do trim down my sticky notes a lot, and I also tend to round the corners of things a lot. I didn't do it to these, but some other stickies I round the corners, and I round the corners of all of my inserts and all of my planners. I just like the look of it. Also, after I do hole punch any inserts for this planner, I do go ahead and trim excess off in here, which is between the hole punch and the edge of the paper, just so that it's not rubbing together and I could turn the pages more easily because the rings are so tiny, so the inserts are close together. Here I just have a key coded list. This was my spring clean out list, which I did most of it, but there's still some unfinished things on here, so it's still in here. Then I have my coded inbox. Basically I just keep a running list in here, and then in the coding section I layer things like colors, numbers, symbols, to kind of make things stand out to me. I have some numbers in here that correlate with projects off of my master projects list, which is kept in my A6. So I have those just so I know what it's pertaining to, and I could go back into that master list and just like cross it off if need be. And then I write some dates out here and months when things have to get done, so that when I'm just combing back through this, I can see like what I have to get done, what's a priority, where I need to transfer it into my planner. I also indicate if something is specific for Plan with B, just so that I know when I'm working on stuff for my shop, I can go ahead and look at this list for that. So I just keep this running list in here. And then after that, I have a few more lists. So this is my order tracker. I have my to return log, and I have library books that have to be returned. A long time ago, I used to use the inserts that are in my shop that are specific for each of these things, and then I was using the sticky note versions for quite a while that you've probably seen in many of my more recent flips. And then this insert, I just really like the look of it and the wide line, so I decided to transfer the info onto here and use it as my order tracker, return log, and library books for in this planner, and I'm really loving that. In my last video, it's the video that is my agenda section update for my A6 planner, and it's also like a first look at new releases. This insert and a few other tracker style inserts are in that video towards the end, and I do go into detail about how you can use these new inserts. I show samples, and also the samples that I show are in photos in the listings on my Etsy. I also have this list set up as a books to read list, and then this column I'm using as a rating column, but I have this insert in my hobbies planner because I have a section called The Book Was Better, and so I just was keeping all of my bookish things in there. However, I'm thinking about putting one in here just to put like my top priority books that I want to get read, because my TBR is always just so long, and there's some books that I definitely want to get read before others, and then I can just transfer it over into my hobbies planner when I'm done with it. After that, I just have some Stology paper that I've cut down in here with just some notes. I have my currently tab on one of them just so I can easily get to it for like a new note. And I have a few sheets in here. I don't keep a lot of it in here. Next, I just have one of my project and events plans inserts in here. Like I mentioned before, I keep in my A6 a master list of all of the projects that I want to get done. I just have this up here highlighted where I could put the number to correlate with the number on the project's master list, and then I can put the details on here in case I'm working on a project and I want to work on it in my pocket planner. And I'm just keeping a little page tab here on it so I can easily get to it. That just indicates that it's a project. And usually I print on the back side one of my grid note floral designs from my shop just so I have more space for writing. But this one was already printed and cut in my stash and it was just printed like this. So I guess I have space for 2 projects in here. After that is my list of new releases, and I just used some stamps and put these cute little icons on here of a book and a little TV. And I just track on here books that are coming out and TV series and movies and such like that that I'm interested in and their release dates. I actually have to add a bunch of stuff here, but I have to look up all of the release dates so that I can add those things in here. So I'll do that eventually, but I just like to keep track of that. I also do use my iCal for new releases. I have a specific color coded calendar. One of them is for new releases for books and shows. And then I get the alerts from my iCal just so that I don't miss when something is being released. So that's exciting. I know that I've said this many times in my other videos, but I do use my iCal every single day. Even though I love and prefer paper planning so much, I like being alerted of things from my iCal so I don't miss anything. And I do share important calendars with my husband so that he can see the calendars too for certain things. I have a lot of categories and it's all color coded on my iCal. A lot of it actually correlates with my planner. It's super organized with lots of stuff, right down to like important reminders that I need to remember to do. And again, I get alerts of that. I just feel better knowing that I'm able to be alerted just so that I don't miss anything. I talk more about this in the video that I did 4 videos prior to this one, which was all about my planning system and the different components of my planning system. And in that video, not only do I share my planners, but I also share my iCal and some other aspects of my planning system. So if you're interested in that, I will leave that video linked below. After this, I just have a shopping list. Now, I use this specifically for things that I don't need right away. I do keep track of here just so that I have it somewhere organized in a list so I can get it out of my head. Next, we go into my agenda section. Again, here's more sticky notes, and these are also ones that I cut down, and you can see that I rounded the corners here. And then on the back side of that, I just have some page flags and I have a monthly tracker sticky note. I was going to use the insert form of this, but honestly, the sticky note size fits exactly the amount of things that I wanted to track. It's not a lot of stuff that I track. It's just specific things that I need to be able to look back and know that I, paid the dance studio or ordered my dog's food and things like that. So I do keep it on a sticky, and because it's on a sticky note, it's not taking up any ring space, which is like another reason why I love sticky notes so much, that you can still pack some info into your planner without taking up the space in your rings, especially if you're using a planner with smaller rings. Here I just have my 2024 holidays overview, the yearly overview on the back side, and then I do have 2025 already in here as well, ready to go. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with the daisies or go with the stars, because I did the daisies for 2024 and then I have both these options for 2025, but I really love the daisies. I'm still deciding. And then behind that, I just have my perpetual calendar, which just has like important dates, birthdays, anniversaries for family and friends, some significant dates that I just want to keep track of when certain things happen. So after that, we're getting to my monthlies. Here, I just have an appointment sticky note that I still need to fill out. I don't fill these out for every single appointment, but when I have an appointment that I have questions for, I like to fill one of these out, jot my questions down, and then I just take this out and bring it into my doctor's office with me. Then we're getting into my month on 2-page inserts. So I just have July through December. This is our current month, which we're almost done with, which I cannot believe. Over here, I just have a key code set up, which pertains to my monthly overview. Up here, I just have a list of my top monthly reminders or tasks that I have to do, which is more so like forward planning for the month because I write these things down very far ahead of time. On my calendar, I just have lots of appointments and events, reminders, schedules on here. My iCal also has all of this. I also have lots of sticky notes and page tabs with reminders through here. And I'm using this multi-checklist sticky right here as a section by week for the month. So I'm writing down the week range in each of these little sections, and then just having a few top priority things or reminders that I have to get done specific to that week. I tend to think of things pretty far in advance sometimes, and I like to have a place to write them down. But in this planner right now, I don't have a bunch of weeklies in here. So this is what I'm doing in place of that. and I'm really liking it. I actually printed these at a smaller scale. Instead of the 3x3, I scaled them down. This is working great for me. I have a place to still write those things down that pertain specifically to that week so that I have it in advance. So when I get to that week, I have the info and I don't miss anything. This is from Simply Create Doodles shop. This is what she calls her moon stamp dashboard page marker, and this is just one of my absolute favorites. I actually ordered another one, which I'm hoping will be here really soon, and I ordered another one of my custom currently ones as well, just because I want to have them in both my A6 and my pocket because I love them. Basically, I just keep this on my current month, and I love that it's mainly clear, so then I can just put a bunch of stickies on here and my page flags and everything, so that when I'm looking and working off of the current month, I can easily just flip this and I can still see my entire month view instead of blocking everything with sticky notes and having to move things around all the time. So I'm really loving that. And then I just have all my monthlies in here until the end of 2024. And you can see they already have some page flags and sticky notes on them indicating things. I have the multi-checklist with the weeks on each one, just layered with some more sticky notes. And I just have them until the end of the year in here. I have birthdays and anniversaries and things already typed out on here. Before I print mine, I actually type on holidays and birthdays. So I have all that info. I have some cute little stickers, which again, I made all these stickers reusable so I can move them because I really want to use them in my 2025 as well. And I used some stamps to stamp on the seasons because I thought that looked cute, and I was really back into using some stamps once in a while. So I just have, again, till the end of 2024. And then I do have 2025 printed. I just don't have them in here yet because I do print on 28-pound paper just to avoid the bleed through, especially because I use highlighters and some stamps on my monthlies. And I just need them to be really durable because they house so much. Like, I layer so much on them that I need them to be really durable pages. So I do print these on 28-pound paper. So I can't fit 2025 in here yet, but I do have them already set up and ready to go. And I have stickies on them and info, and I'm just keeping them filled in until I can transfer them in. And then here I have an upcoming plans insert where I just keep track of things coming up for the following year, so that when I do transfer the new year's inserts in here, I can easily just go down this list and fill all this in on my calendar. Here I just have this little today ruler page marker from Amazon. And then it goes into my weekly trackers. This is something that I'm trying out because I don't have the best track record with trackers. I'm good with using monthly trackers and yearly trackers and logs, but when it comes to having to tick something off on a daily basis, like a daily tracker, I'm not good at those. Even though I make daily lists and I'm like always checking things off, but when it comes to like a tracker, I don't know what it is about a daily tracker. So this is a weekly tracker, but you obviously tick it off for each day of the week. But I'm giving this a try. Basically, I have one of these trackers for each week. I'm just calling it the daily stuff. And I just listed out things that I do on a day-to-day basis. I also am using the key code version of this insert because I'm using it to color code up here just to indicate what it pertains to, like in my life. And then this helps me work on things in batches so I can get more done in less time. I'm using one of the lines here to track if my daughter is packing or buying at school for lunch. We'll sit down at the beginning of each week and look at what the lunch menu is, and she'll pick 1 to 2 days to buy and then pack the rest. So I just like to see if there's a lunch that needs to be packed, or, you know, check that her card is loaded with money. And then I'm using a line to track her school specials just to know what special she has that day, especially for gym, so that I know she has to go to school in sneakers. I thought about using one for like a headache tracker, although I think I prefer to stick to a yearly tracker for that, which I have used in my reference planner in the past. So I think I'm just going to stick with that. I do talk more about these as well in that same video with the other tracker inserts where I show some samples. I do have a few weeks worth in here. I dated them. I was going to go ahead and fill them all out with the tasks, but honestly, I'm taking this week by week because I'm going to have to perfect it for my system, because in my daily routine, there's just so much that I get done that I don't write down. I think I'm going to end up changing a few of the things on here, or might want to start tracking some different things. I'm not sure. So definitely the school lunches and specials, those will definitely stay on there because I'm constantly referencing that. So I know that'll stay. But I didn't go ahead and fill everything in just because it might change up a little bit. So I'm gonna just stick with it for a while, see if I can perfect it for my own system, and then in an updated flip, I'll let you know how it's going. I also can easily slap some sticky notes on here for each week. So I just had this sticky note here where I could write down notes for this week. I have a checklist sticky note where I can write down things ahead of time because I'll put the current week out here on the front dashboard. But I'm gonna put one of these on each week so that I can go ahead and forward plan, because again, my brain needs a place to put that information. So I think that's going to work out really well, and then I won't have to keep rewriting certain things down because it'll already be listed out. I also have some spots open in my key code in case I do add anything or change anything. I can do that. And once I perfect it, I might go ahead and just type my stuff on here so that I can just print it with it already typed on it. I have an old video using GoodNotes, how you can do that over top of inserts where you can type things on. So if you have recurring tasks or whatever, or want to date something, you can go ahead and do that over top of the template. So I do have an old video, I'll link it below if you're interested. So if you wanted to use a tracker and instead of writing it out every single week, you can have it typed out, you can use the hack from that video and go ahead and do that. There's also other programs and systems that allow you to go ahead and type over top of pre-existing templates. So I might type it out, or I might just continue to write it in case things change from week to week. I don't know. Again, testing this out, we'll see how it goes, but I'm really liking it so far. Then after that is my business section. So this is everything that pertains to Plan with B. Well, not everything. I have big binders in place for Plan with B, and there's sections in my A6 as well, but things that I might need for out on the go. So I do have some reference info in here, some lists that I'm working off of, guides. I have my shop inventory log fold out, which is just like a custom that I made for myself years ago that I have years worth of info packed on for all of my inventory in my shop. I also have a fold out that I made for myself that's for all my content ideas and the tasks to get those done. And I do have my custom order logs in here and some notes. I have another note from my daughter, some stickers that I made reusable, some page flags that are just not in use right now. Now for my shop inventory fold out in here, I made it years ago. It's just a custom that I did for myself. Essentially, it just has like all the inserts, the insert names on it, the pricing, the date that I created it, some checklists for marketing, notes, the sizes I have it in so that I can still see the sizes that I have to get it in. It's packed with info, years worth of information. I love it. I did create a customer's version, so I'll show you that. I released this year. It was the very beginning of August, so of this year, 2024. This is a freebie that you can get off my website, planwithb.com, and you can keep track of anything that you've purchased through my shop. So here's the insert number. You can highlight the sizes you have it in. If you get a custom size made, you can write that down here in this column. And then on the back side, you can highlight any sticky note bundles that you've purchased through my shop. And if you get any customs or custom tweaks done or just want to jot down notes, you can do that here. But this is a pocket size tri-fold planner card, but there's room to hole punch it. So if you want to punch it and layer it into your planner, you can do that as well. But this is just specific to my Etsy shop. Again, Plan with B LLC. In case you do purchase anything, you can keep track of whatever you have in your, digital inventory on your computers. So I can also show you my custom orders logs. So I just use this again from Simply Create Doodles. This is my custom currently page marker, and here I just have it open to my custom orders. I keep this sticky note add to reference planner so that when I do any updates, I can jot it down here, and then I can add it to my Plan with B reference so that I remember to actually transfer that info over. I just have this one covered up because it has private info on it. And then here's a blank one. I only need to keep one sheet at a time in here because I have an entire binder with these, a whole section of these. So I transfer the info into that once this fills up. But I like to have this ongoing list so that I can easily just carry this around with me and work off of it. And I just jot down when people get custom orders through me, tweaks to inserts, or if they just request a planner size that I just don't have listed yet of the sizes that I offer, so that I can just go down the list and knock out multiple in one day. And then I just use this page flag that I printed "You Are Here" on to keep track of where I'm at on the page. For this section, I feel like I don't need to have too much stuff, just what I might want to access on the go. But again, because I have a big binder for Plan with B and my other planners have sections, most of that info is just home with me, and most of the time I'm working on the stuff at home anyways. After that, we have my reference and log section. I have a sticky note here for an account register. I'm just using this one specifically to keep track of any purchases made to plan with B so I can transfer it into my large finance binder. And once this fills up, I'll just replace it with a new one. Beneath that, I just have an ink swatches sticky note where I was testing out how my stamp inks compared to my mild liners to see how they matched. On the back side, I just have some sticky note strips. These are ones that I cut off of the actual sticky notes and I use them as page flags. And then I have one sticky note that is for a spoke to log. I have an entire spoke to log section in my reference planner, so I don't feel like I need to carry around sheets of these in here. But just in case I get a call back or have to make a call, I have a place I can jot that info easily, and then I can transfer this right into my reference planner. And again, it's not taking up any ring space because it's on a sticky note, so I love that. Then I have my daughter's schedules that I can easily access. So her school information is all on here on the school info insert, which I'm sorry I have to cover up. I'll show a picture of it blank. And then on the back side, I have all of her extracurriculars info. And then I do have some school schedules and her dance important dates that I have to put in here as well. They're in my A6 still, so I have to transfer them over into here as long as they'll fit in the rings. But I just like to keep all that info in one place so I can easily access it. And then in the back, I just have some important work information, some contact info, and then some passwords and such. Just stuff that I need to access when I actually go into the office. Then towards the back here, I just have extra checklists that I'm using again in the front, and I'm going to put on those weekly trackers so I could pre-write things down. Some more page flags, some more sticky notes I have cut down, some more page flags. I love page flags. I have this cute little pumpkin charm down here on a paper clip because we are going into fall. I'm so excited. And then on my page lifter, I do have this adhesive pen loop to hold my pen, because what I was doing before, if you watched my other LV flip or have seen my Instagram with all the pictures of my Louis Vuitton PM, I was using this tiny little pen loop right here. It's so small. I have a pen. Let me see. I have this tiny pen and I thought it was going to fit, but it doesn't. It's ever so slightly too big. Like I start to get it in there and then it stops. So I was just putting it like this right on here, and I loved that. And honestly, this worked great. I used it like this for quite a long time, but then every time I put my planner into my bag, this got knocked out of it, and then this would fall into the bottom of my bag, and then I would lose it because my bag is black and then I couldn't see this in the bottom. So it just started getting a little annoying. I do have to look into some of the other pen recommendations that everyone says fits in this tiny little pen loop. But honestly, this is one of my most used pens here. So the fact that I have the pen loop that it can easily fit in is great. On the back of it, I just have this little removable sticker. And then in here, I have some other important cards like insurance cards and such. I also keep a card holder in my bag that has other cards, but they're not like my most used cards that I need on me. So essentially, like with the cards that I have in here, I could just grab this and go. I did have before this little card holder in here when I had taken like the agenda section stuff out. When I swapped back into this for my everyday carry, I took some stuff out of my LVPM and put this in here, and this is really nice, but this doesn't fit in here with the amount of inserts that are back in here since I'm using this again as my everyday carry and keeping my A6 at home. But I do like this little pouch. This is by Moterm. I think it's linked in my Amazon storefront. And I did before have one of these clear adhesive pouches on the back side of here, and I had a picture of my daughter in here. I took it off when I was fixing the pen loop on here, and so I might put it back on. I'm not sure yet. And then something that I used to do in my planners, which you can see in like my old planner flip videos, is I used to keep a notebook in the back of my planner. So in my A6, I kept a Stalogy notebook, and in my pocket, I kept like this thin little grid notebook in the back. And essentially, I would keep that as my currently section. I've always gone back and forth with where I keep my currently section, either in the notebook or in the rings. So right now it's in the rings, but I'm thinking that it might work to put a notebook back in here as my currently section, because then I could just jot notes down and lists down instead of in the rings, and then keep in the rings all this like reference info and my agenda section and everything. Let me see. I'm gonna see if I actually have it somewhere. Oh my gosh, I do have one. Look at this thing. It's so ratty looking. This is one that I used to use in my pocket planner. Actually, I had a big pack of these. I think I must have taken pages out or something. Yeah, it looks like I ripped pages out. But I'm wondering how it would fit if I put a notebook back in here. Let's see. Let's see if it actually like works out. Oh, it does. I might put a notebook back in here as like my currently section, just for writing down like to-do lists and like weekly lists and things that I don't necessarily pre-plan, but just when I need to scribble things down instead of keeping the paper in my rings. I might do that because I like that a lot, and then I could pull this out easily if need be. Maybe I'll order another pack of these and give this a try for in here, just for writing lists. That might be really great. That might be really fun going back to that system. And I know my planner doesn't actually like snap closed. It never did, not even when I first started using it. But what I do is I just put the snap like this and it just kind of holds it. Oh, I'm so excited I had one of these notebooks left in my stash. I'm gonna have to order some more of them. Anyways, this was my LVPM agenda flip. I hope that you all enjoyed it. I really love it, and I loved using this little planner ever since I received it back in December 2023 as a birthday gift. I truly love like the compactness and the simplicity of it. It just works so great for me for my everyday on the go, just, you know, keeping in here whatever is relevant currently, and then having more info just in my A6 that stays home that I don't need to carry, because let me tell you, this is so much more lightweight than carrying this. So I love having this little cutie with me whenever I go out places. That is it for this video. I'm sure it was really long. If you stuck till the end, thank you so much. I will go ahead and get my little pencil pouch video filmed soon, hopefully either today or tomorrow, and I will upload that as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!